get started. So, good morning. We are continuing our month-long work into hip opening postures. This is kind of week 3 along that journey, and kind of the focus of where we're going to be moving in class today is towards Padmasana, or Lotus pose, which is a very traditional pose for meditation in yoga, and it can be quite challenging. We're going to work it there in stages, and you might not end up in Padmasana, and that's okay. The main action that we're going to look at today, though, in terms of preparing your lower body for Padmasana, is the external rotation that needs to happen in the hips. So we're primarily going to be working on trying to lengthen our inner border of the hips, inner thighs, and trying to find that action of the external rotation of the hips. So just start by finding your comfortable seat. You may come into Siddhasana with the tops of the feet in, heels down. You may sit cross-legged in Sukhasana if that's comfortable for you. Always up on a block or sitting bones down on the floor. Shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. Draw the head of the arm bones back. Tip of the shoulder blades descend down towards the hips. And as you feel that even stack of the shoulders over the hips, feel the rising up. Good morning, Amanda. Rising up through the spine. Allow the eyes to drop closed. And as you settle into your seat, draw your attention towards your breath. Just noticing the quality of your breath as you arrive on your mat. And then intentionally and thoughtfully begin to lengthen your inhales thoughtfully through the nose. Allow the ribs to fully expand. Take full breath in. And as you exhale, sigh the breath out through the mouth. Make an audible sighing sound. Inhale through the nose, mouth closed. Exhale, audibly sigh the breath out through the mouth. Inhale, full breath in, belly opens up. Allow the belly to expand. Feel in through the torso, through the ribs, broaden the chest. And exhale, this time mouth closed, back out through the nose. Make that same sighing sensation. Continuing at your own pace, expanding the breath, mindfully in through the nose, and trying to match the length of your exhale back through the nose, finding that same sighing quality. That is your Ujjayi pranayama, your victorious breath. And as you stick with that sensation and the flow of your breath in and out through your nose, scan through your body, pausing and noticing any places where you might be holding tension. And if you find those places, as the exhale, just invite yourself to soften and let the breath move through those areas where you might be unconsciously or maybe consciously holding on. As you move into a deep opening posture like Padmasana, there is a dual quality of a softening. At the same point, there could be tension. So we'll be trying to explore the balance between those two areas. And so beginning to cultivate that internal awareness of where you might need to soften right now. And drawing your hands together in front of your heart, press the palms evenly against each other. I invite you now to just draw your awareness to the space where your thumb makes contact with the center of your chest. Breathe into that space. And if you'd like, begin your practice with one Om. And slowly bow your head towards your fingertips and softly open the eyes and take your hands towards your ankles. And we're going to begin in Baddha Konasana. If you can choose to stay on a block or sitting propped up if you'd like. You can also roll up the back of your mat if you just need a little bit of lift in the sitting bones. But coming to the Baddha Konasana for bound angle, outer edges of the feet are going to come together here. So press the outer border of the heels together, pinky toes press together, and taking your thumbs into the arches of the feet, draw them heels close towards the groin. Release your hands behind you. Pick your seat up. Tuck your tailbone underneath you like you're scooting your tailbone back and then lower back down. Should end up more on the forward edge of your pelvis here. Now inhale, lift the chest up, press the heels together. I don't want you to fold forward yet. Just press the heels a little bit together. Find a little bit of a tone there. Deep inhalation. And then on an exhale, I want you to lean all the way over to your left. So you drop that left knee as far as it needs to go until it's that whole left thigh is on the left. With your right hand, I want you to start at the knee and begin just to walk the fingers up the inseam of your left leg until you find the densest part of that muscle tissue. And then with the heel of your hand, just press a little bit into that space. Okay, and as you press into the space, press the fingertips outward. So finding a little bit of that early action of the external rotation of the thigh bone and getting a little bit into that inner thigh muscle, okay, and those adductors. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, changing sides. Take the right knee all the way down. You can have your right hand out to kind of prop you up here. And with the left fingertips, start at the knee. Begin to walk into the inseam of the leg. Find that dense, heavy tissue on the inseam of the leg. Take the heel of the left palm, press it into the thigh, and with the fingertips, roll a little bit outward. Again, thinking about that external rotation is going to be important for you in Padmasana. We'll be dropping into that space a little bit more in a lot of our postures today. Then inhale, come back to center. Take your hands and go ahead and transition into downward facing dog. Okay. So not very long in bound angle pose in Baddha Konasana. As you come into downward facing dog, feel the inner thighs moving back. Okay. So inner groins, rotating those thighs in, kind of that opposite direction now. Lengthen through the legs, lengthen through the arms. Stay soft through the face. Soft through the jaw, lengthening through the arms, heels reaching down as the hips reach up. On an inhale, rock forward to plank. Take the shoulders directly over the wrists. Low belly draws in, heels reach back. Exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Feel the thighs working, legs engaged. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. And one more time, exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bend your right knee and then place your toes out 45 degrees and ground that right heel firmly. Bend the left knee and then keep the arms just as you would in a down dog, but that right foot is going to be turned out in the back like you're in Warrior Two. Heel completely down and lean that right hip back. You should get a nice stretch on the outer hip here, just in this bent knee, twisting down dog. Inhale, come back to center, normalize your down dog. On an exhale, turn and ground the left foot, bend the right knee, press into that outer edge of the left foot, getting into the outer left hip, just in this one-legged, one-foot grounded down dog. Inhale, come back to center, normalize your down dog. On an inhale, look forward between your hands, begin to walk the feet forward, come into a bent knee, forward fold, Uttanasana. Just keep it mild. Keep the space soft, soft for a moment. And then inhale, halfway up, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, soft bend in the knees, forward fold. And just like we just did in down dog, I want you to turn the right toes out, heel in, about 45 degrees. Inhale, halfway up. So left toes are forward, right foot is turned out slightly. Keep the feet in that position and exhale, fold forward. And with your right hand, walk it up the inseam of the right leg. Find that same dense part, and then turn with the hand. Find that external rotation sensation. Rotation sensation. I feel like I'm on, what was it? Schoolhouse Rock. Rotate the thigh outward. Find that external rotation as you're in the forward fold. One more breath here. And then exhale, point the right toes forward. Inhale, halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. From here, turn the left toes out 45 degrees, right toes face forward. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, fold forward. You can have a bend in the right knee if that gives you a little bit of a stronger sensation. And with the right fingertips down on the floor or towards a block, begin to walk the left fingertips up the inseam of your left leg. When it gets to that same fleshy, dense bit, grab on there, rotate that left thigh outward, okay? Trying to access and build some muscle memory around that external rotation point. Slowly release the fingertips, both toes pointing forward. Slowly begin to roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, to come to stand. And then just one other quick check-in and finding some internal rotation before we begin our sun salutes is Vrikshasana tree pose. The great thing about tree is that it will give us that same sensation of externally rotating that you get in Padmasana and Lotus. So to come into tree, shift your weight onto your left foot, right toes grow light, and then oftentimes in tree, we don't get that external rotation enough. Our knee ends up pointing more forward. Today, place the foot either above or below the knee. Take the heel close towards the groin. And if the knee is pointing slightly forward, take the hand to the inside, wrap it around, point the knee outward to the right. You can keep your hand right there, encouraging that knee to open up. Release the arms up. Just staying for one breath. And then exhale, hands to your heart, release the right foot down. Shift the weight over to the right. Left toes grow light. And again, notice where the knee wants to come. The left foot will come either above or below the knee. Try to take it up towards the groin if that's available. And if the knee is pointing more forward, with the hand, encourage it out. Help it open up towards the side. Draw the low belly in. A little bit of encouragement, external rotation of that left leg. Brief inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the hands, release the foot. 3 basic rounds of Surya Namaskar to continue warming up the body. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift the gaze. Exhale, strong legs, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, spine long. Exhale, palms down, take a large right step and left step to plank. Full inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, forward on the toes, drop the knees, elbows hug the side body as you lower down, low plank chaturanga. Inhale, draw the head of the shoulders back and down, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, sit back towards the heels, then lift hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, ground through the base of the index fingers. Exhale. Inhale, rotate the upper arm bones outward, create space in the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, feel the inner thighs draw back as the hips lift up. And as you exhale, take a large right step and left step forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms reach up, gaze lifts. Exhale, swan dive, flat back as fingertips reach towards floor, crown of the head heavy. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, step back with the left foot and the right foot. Inhale in plank. Exhale, forward on the toes, either straight leg or bent knee. Low plank, chaturanga. All the way to the floor. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra pose, collarbones spread wide. Exhale, sit back towards the heels. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, feet are hip width distance. Hitting bones lift. Exhale fully, belly draws in and up. Inhale, gazes towards the navel, neck relaxed. Exhale, reach the heels down towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, take a large left step forward between the hands. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, refold into the thighs. Inhale, arms out. Gaze lifts, lengthen. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, step back with the right foot and the left foot. Inhale in plank. Exhale, either bent knee or straight leg, chaturanga. Inhale, press through the palms, collarbones wide. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dropping into your breath. Re-lengthen through the arms. Continue to draw the low belly in and up. Soften the face. And find that engagement in the legs here. Sometimes our legs underwork in down dog. So recommit to engaging the quads as you're here in your dog pose. On your next inhale, take a large right step and left step forward. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, low belly draws in and up towards the spine. Inhale, halfway up, shoulders even with hips. Exhale, step back with the left foot and the right foot in plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or Urdhva Mukha, upward dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Smooth, deep breaths. Reconnecting to the connection of the palms on the floor, giving length. Hips reaching up as the heels reach down, keeping the thighs engaged. One more inhalation here. Exhale, take a large left step and right step forward. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. We're going to move on to some lunge variations, but we are going to continue throwing in tree pose at the top of those lunges, okay? So starting from mountain pose, inhale, lift the right knee up. Exhale, rotate the knee out to the right. Place the right foot anywhere above or below the knee, but not on the knee. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold forward and release the foot. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, take a large right step back. Right knee lowers down. You can always double over your mat for a little bit of extra support. Inhale, take your hands just to the front knee. Draw the shoulders back and down. Press into the top of that right foot. And then begin to lift the hip points up. Stay broad through the collarbone. Deep inhalation here. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot forward between the hands. The foot gets a little stuck. Help it forward. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, both hands to the right knee. Draw the shoulders down the back side of the body. press into the top of the left foot, lift the hips up. Soften the pelvis down. One more inhale here. Exhale, fingertips down to the mat. Tuck the back toes. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, Uttanasana, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, squeeze the feet towards one another as you rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Shift the weight onto the right foot. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, open the hip to the side. Inhale, place the foot, Vrikshasana tree pose with the left knee. Inhale, reach up the arms. Exhale, release the foot, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, palms down, take a large left step back, lower the left knee. Untuck the back toes. Inhale, lift the arms up. Palms are facing towards one another here. Deep bend in the right knee, but keeping the right knee stacked over that right ankle. Shoulders drop away from the ears. One more inhalation, turn the chest up. Exhale, fingertips down towards the floor. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot rises up. Exhale, left foot forward, back knee down. Untuck the back toes. Inhale, arms rise up. Anjaneyasana. Soften the pelvis down. Press the top of the right foot in. Chest turns any amount up towards the sky. Exhale, release the hands down towards the mat. Inhale, tuck the back toes. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up and rise. Exhale, hands to prayer. Shift the weight onto the left foot. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, open the knee out to the right. Place that foot, Vrikshasana tree, either above or below the knee. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, releasing your foot. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, take a large right step back, lower the right knee down. Keep the right fingertips in line with the left toes and walk the left foot open to the left edge of your mat. Place the left hand on your left knee. And as you rotate the chest open towards your left knee, bend into the right knee and reach back and catch the foot. If you can't catch the foot, just continue to draw it towards you, just contracting the hamstring. But if you catch the foot, press the foot into your hand as you use the leverage of the connection of the hand on the foot. Press the foot into your hand, getting deep into that right quad. One more deep inhalation here. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises up. Exhale, right foot forward, back knee down. Walk the right foot over to the right edge of your mat. Left hand in line with right toes. Inhale, take the right hand to the right knee. Turn the chest open. From there, begin to bend into the left knee. And if you can, if it's available, reach back, catch the foot. Press the foot into your right hand. Begin to draw the heel close, giving a nice stretch through that left quad, left hip flexor. One more deep inhalation here. Lift the gaze up. Exhale, release the foot. Inhale to a runner's lunge, back knee lifted. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway up. Take the shoulders down towards the hips. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up and rise. Exhale, hands to prayer. Last kind of tree lunge, shift the weight onto the right foot. Inhale, left knee lifts up. Exhale, open the knee to the left. Grabbing onto the foot, place the heel. Full inhalation in Vrikshasana tree pose, lift the arms. Exhale, release the foot, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, palms down, take a large left step back. Keep that left knee lifted and walk the right knee out to the right. Both fingertips release to the inside of the right leg. You may stay here on fingertips. Keep hugging the right knee in towards the midline of your body, towards your right shoulder. Maybe drop down to forearms or to a block for Uttan Pristasana, lizard lunge. Full inhalation here. Keep grounding down through the base of the right big toe. Press through the left heel behind you. And then inhale back onto your hands. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale fully in your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale. Left leg rises up. Exhale, left foot forward to the outside edge of your mat. Both hands come to the inside of the left foot. You may stay here on fingertips or inhale and exhale. Any amount, begin to come down towards forearms, towards blocks. Keep the left knee hugging in towards your left shoulder. Press through the right heel. Ground through the base of the left big toe. Full inhalation here. And then exhale. Come up onto fingertips. Inhale, take a large right step forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back. Reach up and rise. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, take a large left step back. Turn and ground the back heel. And inhale, pinwheel the left arm up behind you. Coming into warrior two. Doing a quick check. See if your left hip is rising up higher than your right. Try to take the hips level so they're in a nice even plane. And then extend the arms out, gazes over the right fingertips. And just like we have done before, I actually want you to take your right hand, take it to the inseam of the leg, and with the hands, feel that external rotation in the hip. Just a little bit of a physical cue to your body to encourage that outer hip to turn outward and kind of tuck the right hip a little bit more under. Gazes over the right fingertips. And then in an exhale, release your right forearm down to the right thigh. Left arm reaches in front of the face and then alongside the ear. Full breath here in Parshva and side angle pose. And then if you have a block, or you can comfortably reach down towards the floor, place your fingertips or the block to the inside of the leg, but find a point of contact of the knee against your upper arm or shoulder. And with that point of leverage, just a gentle encouragement against the inner thigh, and see if you can feel that up through the hip socket here, through that point of connection. One more full inhalation. And then exhale, release the top arm down, frame the front foot, set your block to the side if you have it. You may skip the vinyasa, may come to child's pose. Otherwise, step to plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. We will all meet in downward facing dog. If you're taking a rest in child's pose, enjoy it fully for a breath or two. But then rejoin us in down dog, please. From downward facing dog, take a large left step forward between your hands. Turn and ground the back foot. Inhale, right arm reaches you up and back. Settling into Virabhadrasana to warrior two pose. Again, if your right back hip is lifting up, tuck it under, get the hips even with each other. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Knee is stacked over the ankle. Release the left fingertips down to the inside of the left leg. Find that fleshy bit of the inner leg. And with the fingertips, rotate the skin and the flesh outward. encouraging that external rotation just as a physical touch of your body to keep rotating in that ball and socket joint. Fingertips forward, deep inhalation. Exhale, left forearm, left thigh. Top arm reaches forward and alongside the ear. Chest opening up. Parshva Konasana, side angle. Pausing for a breath here. And then if you'd like, either fingertips towards the block or towards the floor, but finding a point of connection of the upper arm against that inner thigh, encouraging it with the point of contact of the arm to open up. Hip bone is going to wrap under, feeling into that socket and feeling that connection and the movement of the thigh bone as the chest opens up. Exhale, release the top fingertips down towards the floor. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, everyone knees down either together or taking that wide-legged child's pose, sit back towards the heels, forehead resting down towards the floor. Breathing into the low back. And again, just trying to soften a little bit. We started practice with an awareness into where we might be holding on to tension. Do a quick scan again. See what parts might be clenching or might need a little bit of softening or just rest. Breathe there. And then inhale, reactivate through the palms. Tuck the toes. Come back to downward facing dog, please. And from downward facing dog, take a large left step forward between your hands and then walk your fingertips over to the right. So you come into Prasarita Padmasana, wide-legged fold. So your toes are, outer edges of the feet are parallel with the sides of your mat or with toes slightly turned in. We'll turn the heels out in a minute, but for now I want either toes forward or slightly turned in. Take your hands to a point, they're underneath the shoulders, and the weight is equalized between the front and the back sides of the feet. Feel the engagement of your quads. Draw the low belly in and up towards the back of the spine. Keep the weight balanced in the feet as you fold forward. Okay. Allow the crown of the head to be heavy. You can turn the gaze towards the navel. Fingertips can either be on the floor. You can walk the fingertips in line with the toes underneath you, or you can turn the fingertips backwards and draw the head closer towards the floor as the hands walk through the legs. Take one more full breath here, Prasarita Padmasana. And then slowly, wherever you are, draw the hands back underneath the shoulders. And now from here, transitioning into more of a horse stance. Now I invite you to turn the heels in, toes pointed towards those corners of your mat. Take your hands to your inner thighs, rising up. And if you're leaning slightly forward, invite your torso to come more level, but dropping the thighs down. Okay, again, take your hands to your hips. I like to take my thumbs so they're on the inside and my fingertips behind. Draw the shoulders back and down, wrap the thighs back. External rotation here. Breathe through it, press through the feet. Smiling usually helps. Smooth, deep breath as if you could stay here for a little bit, maybe a little bit. Rocking side to side. Getting strong and opening up at the same time. It's a good thing. Inhale, straighten the legs. Take the toes forward again. Hands to hips. Elbows, shoulder blades squeezing behind you. Thighs engaged. Exhale, fold forward. Release the hands from the hips. This time, turn the left toes out and begin to bend into the right knee. Keep the right hand underneath the shoulders. Take the left forearm to the inseam of the left thigh. Okay. Rebalance the weight in the feet. With the forearm on the thigh, have a little bit of a squeeze of the leg against the the forearm as the forearm leverages it back. Breathe through that a little bit more, opening up through the adductors, and then shift back to center, left toes forward, turn the right toes out, right heel in, bend into the right knee. Left hand plants underneath the shoulders, right forearm, right thigh. Again, begin to find that little point of contact, right forearm against the right thigh. Gently, a little bit of leverage back, not too close to the knee. We want to be more in that meaty part of your thigh. Your leg is going to be squeezing forward, but your forearm is going to resist it back. One more deep inhalation here. And then exhale, release. Walk the fingertips over to the left. And we're going to start with coming into warrior two again. So turn and ground the back heel. Inhale, right arm reaches up and back. And just see if you notice that you can drop and access that external rotation of the left thigh, maybe a little bit deeper. Drop it down. And from there, take your right hand, reach behind you, and maybe grab the hip. If it's available, maybe take it all the way to the thigh. From there, straighten into the left leg and transition into Trikonasana triangle pose. So keeping on hold of the thigh or the hip, or just having the hand behind you. If you have the thigh, find the external rotation again. Neck can be in line with the spine, gaze can be down, gaze can be lifted as long as it's comfortable on the neck. Baddha Trikonasana or bound triangle pose. Slowly bend into the right knee, keep the bind, release slowly. Walk the fingertips over to the right. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Come back into our horse stance here, okay? So nice and deep, squat through the legs. Start by taking the forearms to the thighs, equalize the feet, and then begin to lift the chest up. Again, I'll invite you to take the thumbs to the inside, and with the fingers, wrap the legs out. Lift the chest, keep dropping the tailbone. Stay strong and rooted through the feet to give you strength to lift up through the chest. One more inhalation here. Exhale, straighten the legs and begin to set yourself up for warrior two. Right toes facing forward. You're probably facing the back of your mat now. Bend into the right knee. Coming to warrior two. Feeling the external rotation in the right thigh, right hip. With the left hand, turn the thumb face down. Wrap the hand behind you, maybe grabbing hold of the right hip, or if it's available, come all the way over to the thigh. From there, straighten the right leg as you come to Baddha Trikonasana on the right side. Again, finding a point where it's comfortable for the neck. Gaze can be down towards the right big toe, can be forward to the side of the room, or up towards the ceiling. And if you have contact on the thigh, again, a little bit of awareness, wrap that thigh outward. One more inhalation here. Exhale, slowly release. Walk the fingertips to the left. And then one last time, heels in, toes out, deep bend in the knees, okay? Forearms come to inner thighs. Get balance through the feet, tuck the tailbone underneath you. Rise up. And this time you can keep the hands wrapping outward, or maybe you want to take hands into Anjali Mudra, drop the tailbone down, press the fingertips together, grounded and rooting through the feet. Good. Steady and unmoving, knees continuing to draw slightly outward, and then exhale, toes forward, fold forward, Prasarita Padmasana. Good. Enjoy that stretch for a moment if you can. And from there, begin to heel toe the feet closer towards one another so they're wider than hip width distance. And bend the knees deeply, come into Malasana for squat. And take a If you can take the feet closer together, that's fine. I prefer a fairly broad stance. I just want you to keep the knees pointing in line with the toes, okay? So if the toes are turned out, allow the knees to open out. You may be up on the balls of the feet. Usually it just means that you might have a little bit more tightness in the low back and the hamstrings, and that's okay. It's okay to be up on the balls of the feet, but you can give yourself a little bit of support with a rolled towel or a rolled edge of a mat back under your feet for more support. Take your hands towards prayer. And just as we've done before, feel the encouragement of the arms opening up through the inner legs. Inner legs and knees are squeezing against the arms as you lift the chest. Good. I just like to take a little rocking side to side here. And for a moment, I want you to turn, if your toes are not turned forward, turn them forward. And I want you to take the knees all the way in to the armpits. And it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but I'd like you to let the armpits rest on your knees. It can be kind of intense. And if it's not working for you, you can skip this. But it can be that you have a lot of lymph ducts in your armpit area, and the squeezing and the pressure can be helpful for your lymphatic system to have that little bit of squeeze and release in an area where we don't often do it. So if you're going to be in Malasana, kind of getting into your hips anyway, help out your lymphatic system a little bit too. But over now. Place your hands behind you. Come to sit on your bottom for Baddha Konasana. So just as we started, I'll change my angle a little bit for the camera. We started in this pose in bound angle with the heels close towards the groin. But for this variation, I want you to allow the heels to come a little bit farther away. So instead of tight in, allow them to come a little bit more forward. Grabbing onto your left ankle, place the left foot flat on the ground and pick up that left foot, almost like you're coming into Virasana, okay, like half hero pose. Top of the left foot is down and over to the side. Want your right heel to more or less be in line with the groin. And I want you to lift up and keep the chest fairly level, and a little bit begin to come forward, okay? From here, you may want to lift the right knee up a little bit, but keep encouraging it down, but try to keep your torso as square as possible as you come forward, okay? Stick with that for one more breath. Then inhale comes all the way up and change sides. So you can start by coming into that bound angle first, lean to the left, top of the right foot comes back behind you. Line between the groin to that left heel. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the squareness in your chest. And as you begin to fold forward, you might find that one side has more tightness than the other. It's definitely that case for me in this position and where I feel it in the thigh. Fold a little bit forward, try to keep your chest even. One more full breath here. And then slowly come all the way up. Extend both legs out, coming into Dandasana staff pose. So feet are flexed, arms, palms planted alongside your body. Depending on the length of your arms, you may have them directly next to the hips. If your arms are a little bit longer, to keep the shoulders down, you might have to step the hands a little bit back. Full inhalation here. And as we're beginning now to get our legs into the shape for Lotus, one of the things that I want you to bear in mind, especially if this pose is delicate for you or hard, to think about how you enter the pose. And I want you to be skillful about it. So instead of just, picking up the foot and trying to get into it, always start by bending the knee and flexing it close towards the chest and then opening it up, okay? And we actually are just gonna start in a Janu Shirshasana. So again, from Dandasana, show you from another angle too, bend the knee tight into the chest, as tight as it'll go. So deep flexion in the knee. and then allow the knee to open out to the right. So Janu Shirshasana first. Inhale, right arm lifts up, square the chest over your extended left leg. Exhale, draw the low belly in and up, left quad engaged, square the chest, and you can keep the left hand behind you as a kickstand. Once you find the squareness, release both hands outside the leg, maybe grabbing onto the foot. If it's available, wrap the right wrist in front of the foot and take the left fingers around the wrist. One more deep inhalation here. And then slowly come all the way up. And as we are still in this shape, you can repeat this, or grabbing on, again, all about angles here. Take the ankle, place it right above your left knee, like you're gonna do a figure 4 stretch. Again, just a little bit of a move towards lotus. So keep that right foot flexed, keep it active. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. I actually really like this variation because it gets my hamstring a little bit open at the same time that I'm opening up that right hip. That pressure of the ankle on my thigh bone can feel really good. If this feels good for you, I encourage you to practice this a lot. One more inhalation. Slowly walk back up. And again, you're either going to repeat this or we're going to make our first little foray into half lotus. So grabbing onto your right foot, you're going to slide that right edge of your foot as close to your hip crease as you can. And your knee may be further up. If it's available, adjust yourself and see if the knee will come all the way down. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Just go where it's comfortable. If this is causing any pain at all, move back to one of the variations we just went to, either figure 4 or heel in, okay? But if you are comfortable in this position, you can either take this knee or your left ankle underneath the right knee. But if your right knee can come all the way down, you might find you can take the left foot up into the right hip crease. It probably won't come as far, but now you're in this tight little package, Padmasana. Both feet flexed, spine tall. So wherever you have stopped along that journey, breathe into where you are. Feel that external rotation of the hips that you worked through for class. Nice, tight, heavy groundedness through the low body, offering the lightness through the upper body and torso. Just kind of the balance of the opposites. On your next exhale, those of you in full lotus, removing the top leg first. Extend the left leg out. Moving slowly, you can release the shin down. And just as you came out, open it up, knee towards the ceiling, legs extended straight. From there, cross the left ankle on top of the right and plant the palms in front of you. You may want to do a little hover, Vilasana, step back or jump back, flow through vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, look forward between the hands, coming to prepare to jump back through to a sit. Bend the knees, loop the feet down, return to your staff pose. I'm going to face you guys once again. So legs fully extended. This time, bend the left knee, flex it fully, squeeze it in tight towards the chest. Starting in Janu Shirshasana, knee opens to the side, heel tight towards the groin. Place the right hand out to the side as kind of a kickstand. Left arm rises up. Chest squares forward over your extended right leg. Fold forward deeply. Right quad engaged. Chin towards the chest. You can keep the back hand there or release forward. And you may choose to take a bind, grabbing onto the wrist if you would like to go deeper here. Breathe with it. Keep the right foot flexed. Relax the face. Keep the low belly drawing in. Right quad engaged. Inhale, slowly walk back up. That's step one. Step two, picking up the shin, place the ankle right above the right knee to that figure four quad stretch. Again, I want you to be mindful that you're not letting that left foot just hang out. Please keep the left foot actively flexed and working, keep it engaged. And with the ankle just above the knee, so you're more on the meaty part of your thigh. Left knee is encouraging to come down. Stay right here, or inhale. Exhale, fold forward any amount. And again, right foot is staying flexed. Left knee is gently drawing outward. And again, if you like the pressure of the ankle on top of the quad to get deeper into the hamstring, I love this variation, but it's okay if you don't. We all have our favorite and least favorite things in our yoga asana. Inhale slowly, walk back up. You can repeat any of those postures or begin to explore coming into Padmasana on this side. So you'll take the foot, slide the pinky edge side of the foot as close to that right hip crease as you can. And now from here, I like to pick up my seat and see if I can take the knee comfortably down and explore if one side is easier than the other, okay? Now you can stay there. If the knee comes down, if the knee is up higher, you can keep the leg extended or just cross it and take the right heel underneath the knee. If the knee does come fully down, you can explore taking the opposite foot on top, coming into Padmasana. You can take the hands on the knees, wherever you are, staying for 5 full cycles of breath. Dropping into the weightiness of the low body and the rising of the lightness of the upper torso. Find that same evenness, the inhalation of your exhalation, and the quietness of the body and the movement of the breath. Good. The eyes are closed, slowly allow them to open. Moving mindfully, those of you coming out of full lotus, extend the bottom leg, slide the top foot off, knee up toward the chest, extend out. This time, one last vinyasa, cross right ankle on top of left, roll up onto the feet, plant the palms. You can take the shoulders over the hands, hug the knees in towards the chest, brief hover in Halasana, and either step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last down dog of our practice. Look forward between your hands, bend the knees, and jump through, come to a sit, and come to lay down on your back, please. And as you come to lay on your back, almost Shavasana, not quite. I'm going to take one round of bridge pose, say 2 Bandhasana. So deep bend in the knees. Fingertips can brush the heels, feet are hip width distance apart. And just as a mild back bend here, press through the feet, lift the hips, wave-like motion of the spine up, rolling the shoulder blades underneath you, interlacing the fingers. Do not turn your neck side to side in this position. Eyes can be closed. Or gaze can be soft down the tip of the nose. Press through the feet, especially the base of the right big toe. Glutes are engaged. And then slowly, heart comes down first. Hips come down last. Cross your right ankle above your left knee. Hug the back of the left thigh in towards the chest, just for a reclined figure four stretch. Extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Bend the left knee, figure four stretch. Ankle above the right knee. Hugging the right thigh in towards the chest. Releasing the left foot down. Both knees in towards the chest. Tight squeeze here. And stack your right knee on top of your left. Final posture before Shavasana is reclined cow face pose. So stack the right knee on top of the left. With your hands, grab towards the shins, the ankles, or the tops of the feet. And in the reclined version of Gomukhasana, there's a little bit of a squeeze of the knees towards one another. Shins are coming gently down with the pressure of the hands. Low belly draws in. Can be a really nice alternative to the seated version of this posture. Slowly release the tops of the feet. Both legs go straight. And changing sides. Left knee stacks on top of right. Again, you can just stay here holding on to the shins, or begin to walk the hands towards the ankles or towards the top of the feet. Flex the feet slightly. A little bit of a pressure of the knees squeezing towards one another. The hands gently drawing the feet down towards the armpit, but your hips and your low back and your shoulders are all staying connected on the ground. And exhale, slowly release out. And just make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Allow the legs to extend out. Let the feet be as wide as the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you one at a time. Let the arms rest away from the body. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, sigh the breath out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, just feel yourself drop down into the mat. Just let your breath be soft. Let your upper body be soft. Let it feel as if there are weights resting in your hands. Taking these moments just to allow yourself to absorb the energetic quality from your practice today. Allowing stillness and allowing quiet. Slowly allow your breath to deepen once again. And let small movement come back to your body as you stretch through the fingers and the toes and turn the head softly side to side. On your next inhale, reach the arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. And then as you exhale, roll onto your right side, pausing to let your head be cradled on your arm. And then using your hands to help yourself come back to a comfortable seated position. Keep the eyes closed if you wish. Finding a tall, even seat. I invite you to draw your hands together in front of your heart and seal your practice this morning with one Om. Inhale for Om. Slowly bowing your head towards your fingertips. Pausing to take gratitude for yourself and for your yoga practice and for those you practiced with this morning. Namaste. Thank you for being here this morning. I'm going to pause the recording, but if you guys want to stick around and if you have any questions about anything, I'm happy to chat with you. Also, if you would like a copy of the class recording, if it worked, shoot me an email or a message on Facebook and I'd be happy to share it with you. Okay. Thank you guys.